Yo, what up? BaldHead's podcast. Today is a glorious Sunday. They say it's the Lord's Day. And hey, it's the day that you hear, the day you're alive. I want to welcome y'all out. Let me tell y'all something while y'all here, whoever comes in, please make sure you share. I am streaming from Facebook, streaming from YouTube, and streaming from podcasts. So what's up, everybody? I want to talk about a couple of things today that are going on. First off, let me tell you about my advertisements. Shout out to We Watch TV. Do not be trying to pay a lot of money for your cable anymore. Just pay for the Wi-Fi and go in and watch WeWatchTV.net. It is, hey, what's up, Valerie? It is compatible with Android, Fire Stick, your phone, your laptop. WeWatchTV.net. Go check it out. I'll be talking about it a little bit more later. And also, get your hand cracked. Go to www.tiaspa.com and get your hand cracked. That is a form of shea butter that is good for your hands. Fellas, it's good for your feet because you know we got some Viking feet. So make sure you get them straight. Today, what's up? I have a very special guest. I got actually two guests. One that is live today. I'm in Chicago, and I am going live on the top of Francis Cocktail Lounge. Francis Cocktail Lounge on 75th Street. Google it if you want to come by. They're watching the game, watching the Bears. They got a big festival out there where they selling produce and stuff from a farm that is in Bronzeville. We'll be talking about that a little bit more later. But let me tell y'all something about my first guest. Let me pull it up. You know, y'all know my mind be gone, so I got to make sure I do shit right. And this young lady that I'm about to bring on for y'all to make it. What's up, girl? What's up? Her name is Bridget Mcmanus. She's an actor, comic, host, producer, writer, transparent. I gotta ask her what that is. I don't know what the transparent is. Also, The Real. She was one of the writers on The Real. She was writing on the Queen Latifah show, Last Comic Standing, Maybelle, and also Brunch with Bridget. You can go to her YouTube page and she'll tell you more about that. But here is my good friend, Bridget Mcmanus.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Let the people know what you do. See, me being a comedian, to me, the only people that are above comedians and above everybody are writers. And you are an established writer. So let me know what you had going on.
I write screenplays and series. When I was on the Queen Latifah show, I was actually her sidekick. I was her on-air DJ. I went over there and The Real, same thing. So what I do is if you ever go to a live taping of a show, we have a lot of them in Los Angeles. I'm the person, they call it the audience warm-up comedian. I'm the one that comes out before the show gets started. So the 300 people are there and I tell them what's going on. I entertain them before the show, during the commercial breaks, and I keep everybody excited. So I'm the hype person. I'm like the crazy loud person. So I've been doing that for like 8 years on Last Comic Standing. I work on all of Wanda Sykes' shows. I did her FX comedy special. I did Tiffany Haddish's show for Netflix. So, you know, because when you're at a taping, if you've ever been to them, they can be like 8 hours long and you get bored and tired. And so I buy candy for people and I give out prizes. We do dance competitions and I do a lot of splits. That's like my thing, as I'm very flexible. So I want to make sure everybody stays up and not bored and not cold. I bring extra sweaters. Sometimes the studio.
So you keep it popping.
Yes, and I bring my own music too. And so I mean, when I was at The Real, because that's the show over at Warner Brothers that is now not doing it with an audience anymore. It's just going virtual. Amanda Seales was saying that she loves my playlist. And I was like, if she likes my playlist, Amanda Seales likes it, that means I got a good playlist. It's been great. But writing, I write a lot of screenplays. And one thing I focus on is I always write for people in the LGBT community and women of color. That is my specialty. That's what I always want to highlight, people's voices that aren't being heard in the mainstream.
See, I never knew that. And I never would know who I would write for. And one of my friends told me I was a selfish comic.
Why?
They said I was a selfish comic because all I talked about was me and my life.
That's great. Yeah. That's what you know. Write what you know. That's great.
I told him, I said, there are a lot of comics that steal. No one can steal my life.
Yes.
No one can really steal my life. You can't talk about this shit I've been through or, shit I've seen. So, I mean, yeah, but I'm doing a lot of soul searching and getting my life and getting my writing a lot better Because as we were talking about off camera about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has always been an amazing writer, but with all this sensitivity going on, Dave's specials have made me know that you are supposed to write different now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to write better, and you can write not to offend. I don't like this. I don't think no comic writes to offend. I think comedians write shit and then people just get offended off of it. I put a picture up on my I thought it was Instagram or Facebook the other day. It was a lady, big lady. She was shake funny. So what I said was, say something nice. Then I said, oh hell, we grown. Say what you want to say. Yeah. Now that's all I said. It was people on there attacking me, saying that I was attacking her. I was like, look, do you know what's going on in the world? We need laughter from every type of way. And if I put a picture of me up with my fat ass, y'all can laugh at that. But then ain't nobody gonna block and say, no, say that to you. Yeah. So
What we were talking about before we got started was Chappelle's Sticks and Stones specials, which I think is a masterclass. I mean, he talks about Anthony Bourdain killing himself, which is a horrible thing. Suicide is a horrific thing. And when it started, I was sitting with a group of people. All of us were comics, and everybody went quiet. And you could tell that people want to and I'll say it myself. Like, I know a lot of white women that they want to say how they feel about things. And I'm like, I don't know what is in white women's minds that they feel like they have to say everything first. It's like, just shut up and sit with it. You don't need to speak just because you have a thought. So we were sitting there in silence, and he got to the punchline, and I just started clapping because I was like, suicide is really hurtful for so many people. He found the funny in it. He changed every time he went after the LGBTQ community. A lot of people are mad at him in the community. If people are smart about how they do comedy, I think there's a way to open your minds and your hearts. Because I think you're right. I don't think anyone's trying to be mean. I think they're trying to provoke a conversation, if that makes sense. I think that he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And even when he said things that I found offensive, I was like, oh, I start going, well, what is it? What am I thinking about this? And it's like, you just got to find your way out of it. Everyone's just sensitive that they're going to get hurt. But instead, I think you need to go opposite and almost like open your heart and be like, what's bothering me about this? Why does this hurt me? Yeah. But I'm also a comic like you that likes to reflect. Like, if I hurt somebody's feeling, I don't want to upset anybody. I want to learn from things. I think that's how we're going to become better people.
Right. At one point, I was fighting them. Like, I did some type of video or whatever, and everybody was mad. I was on the video fight. No, you know what it was? Somebody sent me. With me being a comedian that can roast and signify real good, somebody sent me a video of a lady in the middle of the street naked, cussing people out.
Okay.
And the guy that was, I say heckling, there was a guy that was filming, and the way he was talking, I didn't realize it at first, but he sounded like me. So when I put it out, they thought it was me.
Oh my God. I
didn't realize it. Like, I will post stuff, Bridget, and will leave it and won't come back until somebody be like, I have friends that come like, hey man, do you see what they saying about you on the internet?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so I go back and I'll be like, I've been have 1 million comments, 20 likes, 1 million comments. And I'm looking at, I got to read them, and I'm going back individually, and I'm going at each person. But one of my friends called me from Cali.
Oh man, just get off the
D-Lay called me from Cali and said, man, sit down right here.
I'm sorry.
D-Lay said, he said, man, don't fight everybody. He said, you'll never see these people again. He said, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. And so I really start reading comments, just looking at it. And then I go back to some of them and I'll be like, or I go down to the bottom, I'm like, hey, I wasn't trying to offend nobody. It's a joke and everything. If you can't take the joke, leave it alone. If you can. And this is everybody. I want y'all to know this guy right here is a good friend of mine. Comedian Muhammad.
Hey.
He does voiceovers for midgets. He's also
nice.
Was that politically correct? That was politically correct. Anyway, he does walk. I just said what it was.
Walk on rolls.
Voiceovers for little people.
Voiceovers for little people. No, what do you do? What do you cast as?
Oh, in Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, empire, and I hang with this guy. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's a good credit right there.
One of the good comedians that inspired me and has always tried to keep me from putting my hands around other people's necks.
Yeah.
So.
It's hard. I mean, I will say, the world can be very frustrating, and I actually put myself in an anger management program because I was getting really angry at people because I'm a liberal person and then when people go after other people, I'm someone that I get a little excited. I'm Italian. I start waving my fingers, right? So I went through an anger management program, and it was so helpful because I realized, so I don't know if you know this. So anger is a reaction to a real emotion. The real emotions you have are hurt, fear, shame, and sadness. So if, like, for example, you're mad at your wife because she didn't do the dishes and you asked her like 50 times, you're actually hurt because you feel like she isn't listening to you. So you find out what the actual issue is. Like, I'm late for work. This asshole in front of me is driving too slow. I'm honking my horn. I'm so mad. You're scared if you get to late work, then you're going to lose your job. Like that. So finding all that, like where it actually lies, and then coming to someone going, you know what, I'm actually scared. I'm actually hurt. I'm actually sad. It's been so fantastic. So what happened was people were fighting with me on Twitter years ago. And my response was, don't fight with me on Twitter. I know a fucking parking lot. Let's go take it to a parking lot. That was my reaction. I was like, I don't want you fighting with me online. Let's fight. And my wife was like, you need to take it down a notch. Like, why are you fighting with people? And then when you start going there, people don't want to actually fight. They just want to be tough online. So then they start going, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. And it's like, I can't allow that to affect me because then I'm starting to be bad energy, and I need to pass out good energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Let me tell you, craziest part was when my friend says, when girl said I need anger management. But I took anger management.
Yeah.
But the place I took it in, I don't think it was effective. I took anger management in the penitentiary.
And it wasn't helpful.
And when everything was done at the ceremony that they had, I explained to them, I'm still angry.
Of course you are. Of course. And you have a right to be angry. That's another thing. It's like, I had a program that they were like, you can't be angry. It's like, no, being angry is proactive. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to sit with your feelings and feel even worse. You need to find a way to be proactive and not it's just a different way of doing it. But I most of my friends that have taken anger management have taken it 3 times from different teachers because it can be a good program if you have a good teacher. I
think I've gotten older, and so say like us being comedians, and he can vouch for this because he's a comedian. Also, you go through the years in the city that we from, and I think every comic could go deal with the same problem, whatever city they're from. You got the comedians that are promoters.
Yep.
They will have a show, tell you how much you're gonna get. Then when it comes out to get paid, it's a problem with the pay. Yeah. Either they ain't got it all or they ain't got it all. But you see an audience here.
Yes.
I at first would go and put my hands on. Yeah. Because you done made a deal with me. We done made this deal that I see these people here, and you telling me this after the show. Yeah. It's always let me get my money. So
let me know before.
Yeah. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you. Yeah. No, I don't want no holler at me.
Yeah.
I want my money. I don't want no chicken. I don't want to speak to your mama. I don't want a drink. Yeah. I want my goddamn. Hey, because I'm finna stop eating fried food, so they know I don't drink, so they can't offer me no drink.
Yeah.
They can't offer me no drink, and I don't eat fried food. So where my motherfucking money at? Yeah. But what I did before now, when you live, you learn. I get my money first.
Good job.
Let me get my money first. Oh, man. Hey, I'm not touching that stage. And first of all, the influence that I have, no one's going to start this show without you paying us all. Yeah. The people are all here. So the money's here. What are we waiting for?
Absolutely.
Hang out. And then, you get in a situation now where you got contracts. We make a contract now. Yeah. And I really don't trust contract. Ain't shit but a piece of paper. Then I got to go pay a lawyer to go to court. So I still kind of want to bust somebody's head, but I done got older and be more responsible about it because I can ask for a different price because I'm not just on your show. I'm going to promote that I'm on your show.
Yes.
So I'm bringing an audience there. So you really got to pay me.
Yes, absolutely.
I think comedy is good for you with your anger shit. Thank God we got him to doing comedy. Oh my goodness. You wouldn't. Oh my goodness! What he was before comedy. So for him to humble himself, and I would call it humbling. That what he just said is humbling, because he would have handled it a whole different way. Because when a person tells you a certain amount that they're going to give you, and then put anything in a what is it, like an envelope and just hand it to you?
Yeah.
You know how promoters
or crumble it up and
don't tell you that they done shorted you.
Right now. Nigga, hold on.
Right. Now he's not from the okay, I'll take it. He's not from that.
I'm counting my money right there. I come from drug dealing. I gotta count my money right there.
Yes. So thank God.
I got flown out to Las Vegas to do a show, two shows, sold out shows. At the end of the second show, we're gonna take you out to this place for a big dinner, right? And I'm a vegetarian, so I'm gonna eat bullshit. I'm not gonna eat anything fun, whatever. And after that, they wanted me to go up to their room so they could give me my check. And instead, they cried and told me that they could not pay me because something happened with the venue. And I just was like, you made me spend an extra hour bullshitting with you. I performed twice. Exactly. I performed twice. I mean,
that was premeditated.
Oh yeah. And I had people that had flown in from that show, people that flew in from Texas, people that flew in from Oregon that flew in for that show. So I was like, no. So I insisted I got paid for one show. I mean, she wanted to give me nothing. I was like, this bitch. And of course, never work with her again. But I learned from that moment. That was the moment I went, get paid first. That was my moment too. I was like, you bitch, man. What the?
See, my thing about that is, if I'm about to get paid or supposed to be getting paid and you don't pay me, the audience is still there. I like to make a scene.
Good for you.
In front of everybody. Hey, man. Yeah, that's right. And then if I'm whooping his ass and they find out why, because he didn't pay me my money.
Yeah.
This person did not pay me my money. But I got to a situation mentally that people will tell a story, but they won't tell a story, or they won't tell why. So I got into a situation where, BaldHead beat up this promoter, but they never would say why.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So So now I got to bag up. Reevaluate the situation. I got on stage at one show. The dude was playing money. I said, well, I got to go first then.
Yeah.
So I went first, and I got up there, and I said, everybody having a good time? Everybody having a good night? And they clapped. Yeah. I said, y'all ready for some comedy? Yeah. I said, everybody, wait, before I get up. You pay to get in? You pay to get in? You pay to get in? You pay to get in?
Oh, my God.
Everybody pay to get in, raise their hand. They all raised their hand. I said, well, y'all know this motherfucker ain't gave me my money yet?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I said so I will not be performing until I get my money. And if you do not see me perform and you came to see me, you need to talk to him about getting your money back.
Yeah.
He ran up there with all my money.
Yeah.
Ran, hey, cool, man.
Good.
Ain't no reason for you to shuck and jive me. Exactly. Ain't no reason for you to, but see, we get a persona because we're comedians and we make everybody laugh. They think that we're a joke. Yeah. They think this is not a business.
Exactly.
It's a game. And you got comics that me and you and Muhammad could be on the show. We serious. This is business. Yeah, we're gonna get on the mic. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna blow everything out. But then you got other comedians that if we say no, we're not gonna do it because they paid us that. Oh man, I'm gonna go and start the show. No, you're not. No. I'm gonna bust your motherfucking head too. Exactly. Yeah. Because you speaking for us. Yeah, you speaking for us, and you still giving these people the show. Even though this man ain't gave us our money.
Exactly. They're never going to pay you if you accept no payment. And also the whole paying with drinks. That's the whole thing. I'll pay you all the drink ticket. I was like, I don't even drink. I don't need drinks. That's
I don't drink. They be mad in the hip.
Right. This is a business. How many hours do you log not getting paid before you actually start getting paid? And then they still want, I got something the other day. So I've been a touring professional comedian for 13, 14 years, right? I've done like resorts in Mexico where I headline. I've done stuff in like Switzerland or Germany or whatever. I've had a couple TV shows. Like I have good credits. And people will still be like, oh, you're my friend. You do this thing. And it's like, I'll do a roast in someone's backyard of someone that I know, someone that's a good friend. Right. I don't care about that. But you want me to do a charity or a fundraiser or whatever, where you're paying the lighting crew and you're paying people to set up the stage, but I have to MC for 3 hours for free? Why? Why? It's a job. You have to respect our work. It's a job.
Right. You know the crazy part of it is I've had promoters that I didn't know. All of a sudden we talking all week and they telling me this, that, and other. And then I had to realize, oh, he trying to make me his friend. He trying to butter me up all the way beforehand to be let down later on.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, I shocked him and I was like, hey, man, I met your mama, your daughters, and everybody's beautiful. Man, it's gorgeous. You need to have my money.
There you go.
You gonna find out we ain't. You can introduce me to everybody in your whole generation. I need my goddamn money.
I always tell new comics, if they don't feel comfortable dealing with the money, literally set up a fake email address at gmail.com, whatever, and be your own manager and be like, this is how it is, make up a name and go, this is what it is, this is how the check is, whatever. So if you're not at the level where you have a manager, you're not ready to get a manager, but you still want to do business and represent as a professional, if you feel uncomfortable being the heavy, just fucking, I did that. I did a whole tour in Provincetown, Massachusetts with my manager who got me paid. And the woman was like, when am I going to meet your manager? I'm like, oh, she couldn't make a flight, which is like, that was jeopardy. That was years ago. But this person I know bamboozled a lot of people out of money, and they did not bamboozle me out of money.
So with all the things that you've done and you've achieved, when do you think it's right for a stand-up comedian to have a manager?
Okay. So, when we first start doing stand-up and people do open mics, once you start getting on bills where you're the middle comic, when you're doing more than 10 minutes, you should have a manager. That's my opinion. Because at that point, you can't.
You're a feature.
What?
So when you're a feature, before you go up before the, if you're featuring more, you're going up before the headliner.
Yeah, exactly. So because at that point you can be scouted and you can do a 5-minute spot on Colbert, you can do a 5-minute spot, which you have to be clean. And a lot of things is like when I've had 5 comedy specials and some of them I produce myself because you can do that these days. Don't let anybody stop you. My TV show was an internet show that got so many hits. It won award, which is an MTV logo Viacom award, and they put it on television. And it was an internet show. It had no production value. It was like me, dip to black editing. This is such a good time for people that are creative like you guys who just aren't going to wait for someone to pick you. You're going to do it yourself. So
well, you know what? Right now, you gave me a good idea.
Awesome.
And I need you to be in it.
Okay.
Grab a few comics and we do some virtual comedy in front of small, what do they call it? Small, what do they call it? The social distance crowds.
Okay.
Yeah.
In front of small social distance crowds. I think if it's a crowd of 20 to 30 people.
Yeah.
But we film it.
Yeah.
And we make it up. We make it an internet thing.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody got it.
There's
on the internet. Now what? Yeah. You said what?
Well, there's a comedy club called the Nowhere Comedy Club. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I heard of it, but where is it at?
So what it is, it's only virtual. So what they do is they take care of everything for you. So I just did a show that had 130 people on it. So it's like a Zoom, which sounds crazy because Zooms are a mess. Nobody wants to talk on Zoom. There's too many people. So they are kind of like the soundboard. So they deal with all the prices. They get everybody in and out. So it's like a waiting room. They get logged in and then they get this thing. So if you're at home with your kids and you can't be like at a regular comedy, black your screen and put yourself on mute, but there's people that want to laugh. So we all did an 1.5-hour show. There was 5 of us comics doing it. And then they give you your set. So then you have your whole set and you have options of having the screen with all the laughter. I will send you a link to this. We'll talk about it. If you want to do something like that, we can absolutely do that. And they do all the video recording for you.
I want to do it like that, but I also want to do it where
live.
The live crowd. But the reason I'm gonna tell you this is when everything went, I'm going to say when everything went dark for the stand-up, right? I did some stuff online, and I had a thing called BaldHead Trapped in the House comedy show.
Awesome.
I had a good time, but see, I'm good with being on the radio. I'm good with performing and not seeing the crowd. There's a lot of comics, big name comics, was trying to do it, and they were horrible because they couldn't get that energy from the crowd. Yeah. So they didn't know how to. Like, I remember one day, one of my friends, he's dead now, Miss Tornado, Big Daddy Woo Woo told me, he said, you're not performing for that crowd that's out there. You performing who you can't see.
Yeah. Yep.
He say, so whatever you say, let it go over the crowd and go into that television.
Yep.
Let it go. You know, you say you got to think past those people that are in front of you, because that energy, if those people don't give you the energy, you're gonna lose it. Like, I know a lot of comics that get on stage, say a joke. If the joke don't hit, what they do? They searching. They searching, and they've been on Rolodex, but now it's dead air.
Yeah.
I learned from Corey Holcomb to just keep going. Just keep punching. I'm not listening to the. It's a lot of times when I've been on stage and one of my friends was like, "Man, you got a standing ovation." I did. Because I was not focused on the crowd.
Yeah, you were in it. Yeah.
So that I want to not put a lot of comics under that pressure, because a lot of them can't take it.
It takes a lot of maturity. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. But it does take a lot of maturity to get to that point where you can pass the crowd and how they receiving you into vocal, or you know what I mean, to get your point across, joke wise. You know, it takes a lot. Because in the beginning, you know, I know for myself, like if in the beginning, if a first joke didn't work, my set would go down. You know, because I'm like, oh, my best shit didn't work. You know, so I mean, it does take a lot of maturity to just keep pushing and keep, you know, going with your set.
Comedian Flo so amazing says, I need a manager. You need to get your shit together, because you were supposed to be on this damn show too. Damn lady, always fucking busy. I love her. She's funny as hell.
And also, just so you guys know, for like managers and reps or whatever, like there's this idea that there's like, you know, only the 5 big management companies, or like William Morris and I just want to say, like, find a company that's right for you. Find comics that you like. See who they're rep by. You can find it all on IMDb, the database for the movies. You can find out who reps who. Find comics at your level or above your level, or people that you dream of being, and just reach out to them, because comic managers are different than acting managers. They can also be the same. But also, you want someone that's going to check in with you and be with you for your entire career. That's going to like you and go, listen, how do we want to market you? You are special. You don't want to just be someone they're going to put here and there that get 10%, because you're not big enough that they're going to make a lot of money. So they're not going to invest time. You want someone that's going to actually craft your career and say, hey, you know what you want? If you want a Netflix special, if you want Hulu's doing specials now too, if you want to just do it, if you want to produce it yourself. I mean, there's a lot of people that are self-producing now, and you just need a cheerleader and have your manager to support you, and not just be someone that's like, okay, you're here for 5 minutes, you lost your time, bye. Like, you need someone that's in it for the long haul, that sees the money that you're going to make them. Because you guys are so talented. There's no reason that people shouldn't look at you and go, I'm going to make money off these guys. They're fucking brilliant guys. What'd you say?
The problem with us is the information is never given. So we have to start looking. It's like, I know a lot of comedians here in the city that have all the connects. But when you go to them, they're like, man, hook me up this, that, I'm gonna call you. Never.
Because they're scared.
Yeah, I've hosted jokes. I hosted Jokes Knows Comedy Club for 6 years. Yeah. Before that, I had 5 comedy shows. Yeah. And let me tell you what the funny thing, Bridget, that is one of the reasons why I could stop selling drugs. My money got slow. I was low. Shut up. I had got where I was making like $100 or $150 a day doing a show, my own show, produced my own show, walked around with flyers. I had a poster in certain clubs and barbershops that had every day of where my show was I had like, it was like a big picture of me, and on there was a schedule, and I put it in all the barbershops, beauty stuff. So I did my own self-promotion, and I would promote. That was one of my biggest things, and it still is. So I'm doing all of this. I had 5 rooms. Then I did Jokes Notes. I was at one place for 6 years in the city. I would do other shows, but I would tell them, you're going to get a break, because I can't have you promoting me, because I want all my people to come here. Yeah. But I'm going to give you a discount and do your show. Yeah. Then I will have a problem sometimes. They got a big show with big people on it. They be like, man, I don't want him to go up before me. Too much heat. It's gonna be too much heat. No, well, he gotta go up because he's going up for a favor. Yeah. He's going up for less charge. And then while I'm up there, I would tell everybody, hey, y'all can catch me every week at Jokes Nose Comedy Club, Friday, Saturday. So that's how I did my thing and I ran my thing. But it's like when you that type of person, you got a following of your own and you want to, hey, man, why don't you put me on your New Year's show? Oh, well, you know, I've only been in one place. First off, New Year's sells itself. Yeah. Second off, if I'm going to boost my people that I've been messing with all year to come do, you get more money. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it because it was like they were scared, and that makes you kind of discouraged.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like, now you notice like a lot of big time comedians that we come up with. Now, you would think that they would want funny on their show. But let's say if you were the headliner, you the big man, would you put let's say a Tony Robbins or something like that
before me?
You? I know you would.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna make me work hard.
I know.
I like to work hard.
Now, but then I'm kind of just knowing the business part of it. We're trying to figure out why would they not put Tony Robbins before you, because you want to make you look bigger. I guess that's why a lot of these comedians don't want Keith to go before them. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna tell you, even you mentioned him, there ain't too many people that would ever want to go behind Tony. I don't. I've had to go behind him.
Yeah.
But we got different styles.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh man, I love what he did. Let me go do my shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes I went up there like Steve Brown.
Steve Brown.
With me being a host, a major host,
you can go behind anybody.
I can go behind anybody because I've been trained to go behind anybody, because my main objective is to keep that crowd at this level. Even when it's time to go, I got to keep them at this level.
Exactly.
So I was never worried about that. And when I put shows together, I want to put somebody in front of me. I have my own little tour that I'm trying to start called CWA. We did some shows back, and there's two comedians, my man Smitty B and M Dubs. They got heat.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna be the headliner, but the thing of it is all of us are hosts.
Yeah.
I'm on a tour with Ray Grady, Alpha Male Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
Everybody on there is a headliner, a writer, a host, and we do what we do. And Grady is his show, so obviously he's going last. But a lot of people don't want to go behind people. Now, and that shit is crazy. And I think that's what's gonna make you stronger, because what happened to me one time, I don't know if you was there, when Leon Rogers had his room out in the suburbs. I can't remember the name of the room, but Kenny Howell was in the building. D-Ray was in the building. Oh my God.
That's heat.
It was two more people that were just like fire.
That's heat. That's fire.
And look, it was when they was doing that play. Ralph Transvent was in the building. Anthony Mason was in the building. I said to the host, to Leon, hey, Leon, let me go up. D-Ray, being the asshole that he is, he's my boy, he said, yeah, let him go up after us.
It's too much heat.
I got mad because, you think I can't?
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. It really wasn't that much roof left when I got up on that ball.
I'm sure.
They knocked the ball, man. But I said, this motherfucker is trying me.
Yeah.
I got up and I destroyed the rest of the roof that was there.
Of course you did.
And that was the first time in life D-Ray said, yeah, I see you ain't playing. It was a good show. And you know, Kenny Howell is a monster.
He's a monster.
Oh, you know, but I don't know the business of it, with people being fear of you going up with them and fear of you taking their spot.
That's what it is. People think there's not enough to go around, and I am so against that. I think you need to celebrate your friends' successes, because the more that they have success, the more you're going to have success. And I just know a lot of people that can't do that. And I was up for a writing show, and just so you know, live in Los Angeles. I go out for writing shows all the time for different things. And a lot of times it's all guys, all white guys. And they'll say, we're looking for one woman, right? So there was this thing I was going out for, and they told me this series had 2 female leads, one African-American, one white, right? And the woman was telling me about, we really need a woman. And I said,
come on.
And in this job interview, I recommended my friend Gloria Bigelow, and I called her when I got out of there, and I said, "Get your script ready. We're going to send it over." So I had my manager read it to send it over, and neither of us got the job. Now she's writing on Bob Hart's Abishola with Gina Yashir, which is fantastic. But it was like, I got home and I talked. Someone's like, "How was your interview?" And I was like, "Oh, whatever." And they were like, "What happened?" And I said, "Oh, I put up Gloria for that." And they're like, "How could you do that?" I was like, "It wasn't right for me. So why was I not going to send it to someone that I care? Like, it just doesn't make, for me, I mean, honest, I'll tell you something else. I got myself out of a comedy show, a Showtime comedy special. I got cast in a Showtime comedy special, and they had this is dumb, but this is what I do all the time, because I believe really in my open heart that there's enough to go around, and it all comes back to you. So I got cast in this Showtime comedy special, me and a bunch of women, and the producer ended up getting 2 deals. So they liked the cast so much, they decided to give her 2 specials, right? So then we had a meeting, and they were like, help me figure out who's going to be in the next special. So I said, "Oh, my friend Vanessa, she's hilarious," right? So I gave all these recommendations. So then they said, "Okay, we're going to switch everything around." They put different people in the first comedy set, and I was going to be in the second show, right? So the first one they did, which I went to the taping and cheered everybody on, they just edited it really poorly and it tanked. So they cut the deal and they never did the second comedy special. And I was like, that was my Showtime credit. But it's like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna like close my heart and be like, I have an idea? No, I'm not gonna help that person. Like, that just wasn't my time. And maybe I should have done things differently for ego wise, but I just know like that wasn't my time. I feel good when I share and I help people. I always have. And other people do, and I feel bad for them.
There's very few people like that.
Yeah, it is.
I have a situation where a couple situations where I didn't even like a person as a person, but I knew he was funny, and somebody was like, "Hey man, you know, this is his number."
Yeah.
Well, what is he? He's funny. That's what he is. He's funny. He might be an asshole to me, or I don't like him. You know, I don't like him as a person. He might not be shit. He might not take care of his kids. His breath probably stinks, but he's funny.
Yeah.
So let him go on. Let him do his thing. And then when they find out, damn, I know you don't even like me. How did you tell these? Because it's about business, it's about work. The culture needs to laugh. You got laughter. You know, my publicist, Sabrina, says, "Has anyone ever been offended of your comedy style?" Are you talking to me or are you talking to Bridget? I
know Sabrina. So the thing is, I do a lot of crowd work and I climb on people. I'm a very physical comic, so now that I can't climb on people, it's because I'm at home.
Yeah,
like that's
can't climb no more.
Yeah. So it's a totally different thing. So what about you?
Well, me, I've offended some people, and I have a disclaimer. I'm going to say some things that probably offended the people up here, and I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, I don't give a fuck. I don't care, because I'm not here to defend you, but at the same time, I'm not your role model coach.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you some real shit, and it's like a lot of my stuff is serious, tough love. I come from that background of tough love.
Exactly.
You know, the first heartbreak I ever had, when I went and told my mother, she said, "You crying like a bitch? Are you serious? Yeah. You know how many women out there? Yeah. Get your punk ass out this house and go find you another one." Because, and I asked her later on, I was like, "Mama, why would you tell me that the way you told me?" She was like, "Because some men that are sensitive like that will hurt a woman."
Yeah.
I wanted you to rub it off your shoulder. If you made the mistake or she made the mistake, move on. Yeah. If a woman says she doesn't want you anymore, move on. Don't be you might try to fix it, buy some flowers, but that doesn't work. Keep going.
Yep.
And that's the whole thing in life. You're gonna fail.
Yes.
Keep going. Keep going.
I think that tells the kind of person you are when you fail and you keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you're down, you know, and you keep going. When I see a comedian, I always try to encourage comedians, even when they're having a bad show, even when it's, "Hey man, forget today, forget what happened."
Yeah.
This is I mean, that's the battle we all go through as a comedian, is the ups and the downs.
I don't do that, Bridget. When
I'm more compassionate with it.
Hey, Bridget, when they
come with it.
When they ain't shit, I tell them.
But you need that.
was.
So when they leave his ass, they come to me. I'm cooking. And they be like, get the fuck back. That's him.
And there's been a bunch of comics that are bomb. And the only reason I do it is because that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
But now they're not doing it. So I'm like the last person that does. So when they come to me and other comics see this guy just got off stage and he bomb, and they see him going to me and like, man, bro, they be like, no, don't ask him.
If I bomb, I do not walk in his direction.
And he's hilarious. But if he bombs, he gonna get it.
I'm going home.
Come on.
Hey, let me tell you a story, Bridget. What happened when we were doing auditions for the Bad Boys of Comedy? It's club called Razzmatazz.
Yeah.
Damon Williams hosted.
Yep.
Before this audition, I'm knocking them out the park. That night, it seemed like somebody had some magic dust and turned the whole audience into mannequins. I don't give a fuck what you do. You ain't gonna make no mannequin laugh.
Right.
So my thing of it is, if I don't do good, I'm getting off stage, I'm leaving, and I'm going home. I'm trying to leave out. Now, Marlon, I introduced you to earlier, was like, hey, baby, come in. Let's talk about that shit you just did on stage.
Oh, yeah. Now, these the two worst people. The one you just met, Marlon and him. The two worst people you want to meet after you bomb.
I had to sit down.
Maneuver around them to get home.
But listen, I had to sit down in the chair.
Yeah.
And take from Marlon, D-Ray, Kenny Howe, Tony Schofield, Rudy Ruck. There was so many comedians. Because it was the Bad Boy audition when it first came out. Everybody had flew in that was not, because they didn't do it in their state, so they flew in and man, they gave me the business, and I vowed to never bomb again. Or either never bomb again in front of them motherfuckers. Right. If I felt the bomb coming on, hey, I apologize, y'all.
It's my time.
I'm out. I know.
It's the exit that way. That's where you go home, right?
I know how to jump out the plane and pull that zip cord.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, since we got all the comment and everything. Let me ask you this. Why do you feel, and I'm talking to both of y'all, but I'm going to let Bridget talk first. How do you feel about what Trump said about the goddamn playing the pandemic down?
I mean, I hate that motherfucker so goddamn. I don't understand. I thought there were consequences for traitors. He is a Russian asset. Like he's just like he doesn't care about anybody except his selfish fat ass. I hate this man. So I'm not surprised. And there's no repercussions. He's never going to get punished. At the end of the day, it's like, tell me something else he did, because nobody cares. Like, can I do something?
I think he's going to get punished, but it's going to be after he's out of office. This is my thing. I think that they got some law that you can't come at the president while he in office. Unless it's a murder.
Yeah.
But
he's probably murder people.
Yeah. Wait till he get out. Then
but the pandemic, he really was murdering people when he downplayed. He didn't give the information out or say what he said. But I think that's the reason why he said they're gonna have to remove him from office. He like, if I come out this house, they gonna lock my ass up. I think soon as he lose, somebody gonna walk up and say, "Hey, Mr. President, he goes some papers for you. You serve." Yeah. And then they gonna lock his ass up.
They gotta put him in a bag and drag him out of there. He's not gonna fight back. He's got no upper body strength. He's just a big piece of shit.
I kind of laugh at his supporters because I'm like, okay, that's your leader. He just told you he was bullshitting you earlier in the year about the pandemic. Yeah. He told you I brung it down to bullshit you. If you don't, I can see the bullshit, so I can laugh. Course. You know what I mean? I can laugh like, oh, he bullshitting. And I mean, I'm a bullshitter, but I'm not like him. You know what I'm saying? So when you see bullshit, you're like, okay, yeah, he bullshitting, but he's not my leader. But those that are following him, even though he said, I'm dumbing it down, and you're still going to follow him, then all I can do is laugh at you. Like, oh, you let him tell you that, and you're going to steal Trump? Well, you go ahead. That's just me personally.
I am shocked he has any followers at all. I mean, just his history of having, I don't know if you guys know his history about having a fake school, his fake university. Do you know about that? Yeah.
No.
He had a university online. So he used to have Trump steaks, all these different things, Trump wines, everything he's ever done has gone bankrupt because he's a crook about everything. He had Trump University. You should look this up. For years ago, people paid $30,000 to go to an online school. They never got anything. They sued and they ended up, the people that had damages, they all this money for a program that they never got. It didn't exist. Everything he does is fake. He has so many lawsuits against him.
You made a fake school.
You didn't know about Trump University? Oh yeah.
So he the original scammer.
He is fucking psychic Cleo, man. He is so full of shit. Everything he does is just, he's done it for years and years and years. Everything he does is a lot. I don't understand how we are in this position. I honestly, I feel like a Disney villain has won. It makes no sense.
I don't want to say criminal, but
He's a criminal. He's a criminal.
But he's on top of the world, so I don't expect anything.
He's just
different.
on top of the United States. The thing of it is that everybody hollering about, yeah, America. Everybody else is looking at us like y'all a bunch of fucking morons.
Like we're crazy. Like we're idiots.
If you follow him and put your hand or whatever and listen to him, then all I can do is laugh at you because nothing I can say is going, we can tell him, we can keep saying all the things he's lied about. They still gonna be Trump. He's like, okay.
Michael say Pinocchio Trump.
Yeah. That's about everything.
I mean, but I'm amazed how people be mad at him because the man's hair is made out of cotton candy. And I know that cotton candy coming out here has got to be connected to a Jolly Rancher. So that's the type of brain he has.
Yeah.
So what do you think is gonna happen with him? I mean, I remember when I first started the podcast when he was being president, I had something to talk about different every week, but it was about him. I had to stop talking about it because I was like, I'm tired of talking about it.
Exactly.
Everybody else talking about it. But he never ceases to amaze us. He's the most controversial bullshit talking about president. And if you watch him speak, it is fucking hilarious. It's like you got a kid and your kid is lying and you know he's lying and he just keep pushing the lie. Keep pushing the lie. Yeah. He actually, when he said what he said, yeah, I said it. I wanted to downplay it.
Yeah.
So everyone wouldn't panic. Motherfucker.
To me, that's more like, okay, like you come from the street life. That's the street life, but it's more up here. That's why I can laugh at it. Like, oh, I see what you're on.
Right.
I see what you're on. You're not fooling me, so I'm not gonna follow you. I'm gonna laugh.
That's one of them dudes that you bought in by your house, and your grandmama met him, and your grandma was like, "Something ain't right about
exactly. That's right.
You need to watch him, baby. Something ain't right. I feel it in my spirit."
Right. And those that follow him, you like, oh well, if you let him run that game on you, go ahead. But I see it.
Well, Bridget, let everybody know. We done came to the end of the show. Let everybody know where they can follow you, what you got going on, what you're biting on. If you want to talk about.
Bridget, yay.
So I have a virtual show from the Nowhere Comedy Club that I'm doing on Wednesday, October 7th. And I'm going to put my website up right here. I printed this out and everything. So it's BridgetMcManus.com. You can get all my info here. You can follow me on Instagram. And I also do something just to make people happy. I'm a big advocate for the Postal Service. So I'm also a painter. So if you DM me a picture of anything in the world, I will paint it for you and I will mail it to you for free in the mail. So you have some mail coming to you, and I pay for the stamp myself.
Can you put your thing up again? Information up again.
You know they don't copy that. Instagram official Bridget McManus.
And then Twitter.com Bridget McManus. Yep.
Please.
Yep. Hit me up.
I'm gonna follow my girl Bridget. Yeah. Hey, I'm a crazy one. I don't even know what the topics that we had today, but I love being on a show with somebody that you can just talk to, and it'll all come together, work together. Yeah. And this is the first of the 5th season of BaldHead's podcast. And I want to thank you, Bridget Mcmanus, for being on my first season show. Shout out to my man, Muhammad. Let them know where they can find you, Muhammad.
You can find me right here. You can see me.
Oh, I missed. Do it again.
Okay, anyway, you can see me at Comedian Muhammad on Facebook, Comedian Muhammad, Instagram, and you can see me right next to his shoulder blade.
Stupid. We here. I have a show tonight. If you're in Chicago, at the DuSable Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, directly across the street from DuSable Museum. You go to the DuSable Museum doors. We're across the street on the patio.
Yeah.
Doing the comedy show. My man Michi Hall and also Blair Christian.
Yeah.
She's been on Wild and a lot of things.
Yeah.
And hey, support BaldHead's podcast. If you're watching now, share this. If you're watching it later on, share it. Bridget, I'm gonna shoot it to you so you can have it. Also put it on your social media. I really want to thank you for coming out. You're a very beautiful person. I'm gonna contact you again because you know what? I'm gonna get in touch with Flame.
That's right.
Holler about that show and put everything together.
Sounds great. Can't wait.
Good working with you, Bridget.
All right. Peace out, Bridget.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Thank y'all for tuning in to BaldHead's podcast. Let me tell y'all, WeWatchTV.net. You tired of paying all your cable shit? Go to WeWatchTV.net and you will not have to pay for cable. There's like 9,000.
What? We what?
WeWatchTV.net.
We watch some shit.
We watch
some shit.
And you can go on there. There are a million shows. There are, and look, it's a bunch of series. But, hey, power on there.
Is it free?
The book. WeWatchTV.net. Use the promo code BaldHead.
Wait a minute.
BaldHead.
Watch TV.
It's $30 a month, but with my promo code name, BaldHead, get it for $20 a month.
We watch BaldHead.
It's WeWatchTV.net.
I'm sorry.
It is up on the thing. WeWatchTV.net. Kelly, shoot the number. BaldHead. Kelly, shoot the number out so they can call you. WeWatchTV.net, and she's gonna shoot a number up. There's a number. You call this number right now, 844-473-2588, extension 1.
Say it again, please.
844-473-2588, extension 1. It works with Android. It works with iPhones, laptops. It works with Fire Sticks, Android boxes. Please go.
Can we do this one more time for dumb
5,000 channels
for dumb motherfuckers like me?
For dumb motherfuckers like you.
WeWatchTV.net.
There you go. WeWatchTV.net.
Okay, I got you.
WeWatchTV.net. Y'all go there, or you call right now.
Yeah.
Right now, call 844-473-2588, extension 1.
Okay.
Holla at my girl Kelly Cook.
Kelly Cook. All right.
You get $10 off when you use BaldHead. Make sure it's BaldHead capital letters.
Okay.
Following fuck instructions, capital letters. And it's 5,000 channels now. Hey man, I had a lot of love, had a lot of fun today. Shout out to my man Muhammad.
Hey.
Shout out to my girl. You know what I'm saying? My girl came through. Bridget Mcmanus, writer, doing that thing all across the country. Yes. Share this. Got a lot of love for y'all, man. As I say in closing all the time, y'all pray for me. I pray for y'all.
Yes.